Hi guys, Jazzy here, and as soon as I start the video, I get a text from Marshall. He's texting me back. I just saw the trailer for the remake of Zelda Twilight Princess, and I texted him on it, and apparently he knew. So, anyway. Speaking of new games coming out, since Pokemon Day weekend is winding down, and since we got an announcement for 2 new games this weekend, and since pretty much every other YouTuber on all of YouTube, what did I just say? Every other PokeTuber on all of YouTube has made a reaction video, I figured I should too. But this isn't just a reaction video. This is also a video to say, hey, by the way, I streamed this weekend. We streamed for 3 hours, and the footage is going to be up on YouTube later today. I just have to get around to it because it's 3 hours. I streamed Ubers for 3 hours Saturday afternoon, and it was very, very much fun. I got a couple of new followers on Twitch, a couple of new subscribers, a couple of people who yelled at me for never telling the people at the video game club meetings that I had a YouTube channel. But I mean, overall, I had a lot of fun. I got a huge confidence boost, too. There was one point, I almost ended the stream at 5 o'clock because I got really, really annoyed with every single battle being either a forfeit on my opponent's part, a disconnection on my opponent's part, or a forfeit on my part because I realized I just couldn't win because I misplayed too many times, or just he had something I couldn't touch. I got really, really, really kind of discouraged, and then out of nowhere, I played some very good matches. Ubers can be annoying because people see a team full of legends and they panic and they leave. But it's Ubers. It's also really funny because a couple of the things I planned for in building the team, we never ran into. I brought Mega Gengar specifically to handle certain Arceus variants, and then we didn't see a single Arceus of any variant. So that was interesting. I put Taunt on said Mega Gengar because someone posted in the chat that that's a great way to handle Chansey, and I figured we'd see a lot of Chansey because Seismic Toss Chansey is a great Lugia counter, and we didn't see one. We saw a bunch of Blissey, but that's not quite as good. We didn't see a single Ho-Oh. We saw like 2 Lugias, one of which I took down really fast because I had Stealth Rocks up. I actually saw a lot of teams that had no Ubers in them. Except like a Mega Evolution that is technically in Ubers. We had a guy in the stream chat who just apparently was a Ubers veteran or a competitive battling in general, longtime veteran, and he was giving me a whole bunch of advice. He was wrong a couple times, like when he told me that defensive Groudon didn't carry a fire type move and then it had Fire Punch. Oh well. But we had our low points, we had our high points. I think the worst part of the stream was probably the guy who brought a Baton Pass Ninjask that would just alternate sub-protect, sub-protect, sub-protect while its speed boost went up and then Baton Pass out to his Groudon, and so we had a Groudon on the field with +5 speed, and I almost forfeited. And and the funny part was I won by forfeit because he disconnected. Anyway, we had a lot of fun. Go check out the stream footage when it's up. I know it's 3 hours, but you can watch it in chunks. Anyway, to get into the real reason why I made this video, I am not as crazy excited about the new Pokemon games as I thought I would be, primarily because I know that my OCD is going to try and is going to try and force me to put the new canon into my fanfiction, which I know I can't do because by the time the holidays roll around and the games come out, I'll be too far through my fanfiction to change any major details. So, or well, hopefully if I work on it. Excuse me. I'm very interested. I mean, I had a long talk with Mitch about it, and he's actually hoping that the games just don't have any more new Pokemon. He says 721 is way too many different species. We talked about the mascot legends too. He doesn't want to see new legends. He wants the mascots to be Mega Solrock and Mega Lunatone, because he says you can't have Sun and Moon, Pokemon Sun and Moon without Mega Solrock and Mega Lunatone. And looking at the logos, the little symbols next to the logos on the official release, they actually kind of do look like Solrock and Lunatone. So could be something interesting with those, but I honestly don't think Nintendo is going to make games centered around Pokemon that were introduced 3 generations ago, even if they are kind of really cool Pokemon. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to have just another Pokemon game with a whole bunch, with another legendary trio, a whole bunch more Pokemon, hopefully more than 6th gen, because 6th gen only introduced like 70 new species. I'm pretty sure that they're going to do that because Nintendo apparently has a bottomless vault of just Pokemon design ideas. If the ones we've got right now are any indication. Well, okay, some of them are pretty bad. And I'm not talking about Trubbish, because I actually think Trubbish was making a Pokemon that's a sentient garbage bag was actually a really bold move on Nintendo's part. Anyway, the biggest surprise for me about these new games is that they're coming out this year. The Direct said, I didn't actually watch the Direct. I was in class during the Direct, and I haven't gone online and watched it yet. But apparently they're coming out around Christmas of this year, which is a big surprise. I was not expecting to get those this year. I was expecting to get Z this year and then Sun and Moon next year. But apparently that's not going to be the case, and no one even knows when Z is going to be coming out, if we're getting Z at all. Some people think we're not getting Z. But I can't imagine Nintendo giving us all that Zygarde information, complete form, 10% form, the cores, and all that Zygarde information, then not make a game about Zygarde. How could you do that to us, Nintendo? So we're getting Z, but we just don't know when. And I'm also very, very excited for the new movie, regarding Magiana. I refuse to use the English name of that thing. I hate the English name of that thing. Magirna just sounds so stupid. I much prefer Magiana, which is the Japanese name. I'm also very excited to finally learn some stuff about Volcanion, because he's apparently going to be in the new movie. I don't particularly like Volcanion. I feel like they kind of dropped the ball. They could have done something a lot cooler with a fire-water type, because that was something I never thought we would get. I thought we'd get a fire-grass type a million years before we got a fire-water type, and I turned out to be very wrong. Oh well. Nintendo will do what Nintendo will do. And what Nintendo will do often is not what the fans want. Because what is something that Nintendo never did the fans wanted? I can't think of anything off the top of my head, actually. Maybe it wasn't Nintendo that I'm thinking of. Yeah, I was thinking of Mega Man. That's not Nintendo. That's very much not Nintendo. Who makes Mega Man? Capcom? I think Capcom. Anyway, I'm rambling, so that's not a good thing. This video is over 9 minutes, and I not intend for it to be over 9 minutes. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna upload this as is, and if it turns out to be the worst reaction video on YouTube, well, so be it. Because I'm not good at this stuff. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, freaking well. I'm going to see you guys later today, because I have other stuff I have to upload today. Until then, stay jazzy.